Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Acquisitions Anonymous. I'm Mill Snell, one of your co-hosts. Me, Bill, Michael, and Heather have probably the most exciting deal episode we've ever done today. We were excited before the episode, before we hit record, before we even looked at it, because it was an equestrian-related business. And Heather, this is right up her alley. So we knew she was going to bring some amazing insight to it. As we talked about the deal, though, we started to like it even more and more and more. And we are actually going to go down the path and pursue it a little bit because it's such a compelling deal. It's equestrian related. It's in Idaho. It's a school of some sort. And we get into all the details in the episode. It's a reasonably priced company relative to the cash flow. It's got some interesting kind of founder, kind of influencer type dynamics, and they want to transition the business for some personal reasons. We get into all the details. We love this deal so much. I can't wait for you to listen. You'll hear the excitement, and we're definitely going to pursue it. So stick around after a quick word from our sponsors, and hope you enjoy the episode. So Acquisitions Anonymous.
Hello, another episode of Acquisitions Anonymous.
We don't have 100% beard anymore.
And thumbs downing on just the plus inventory line.
Hey, founders and business owners, building your company is complicated enough. Your investments shouldn't be. That's where Heron Finance comes in. Heron builds you a personalized private credit portfolio designed to deliver monthly passive income without the roller coaster ride of public markets. Here's how Heron works in 3 steps. First, you take Heron's short quiz. Next, see your customized, diversified portfolio built just for you. Then invest and start earning from 12 plus leading private credit funds. Here's the real benefit. With private credit, you typically earn higher returns than bonds with lower volatility than stocks. And you can start seeing income hit your account every month from your Heron portfolio. Heron is an SEC registered advisor. Plus, unlike most private credit platforms, Heron gives you exposure to fund managers with deep expertise like Ares, Apollo, KKR, and more. These managers oversee over $1 trillion in AUM with a 20-plus year average track record and loss rates under 0.5%. That's added peace of mind backed by data. Ready to make your money work as hard as you do? Start earning passive income from private credit today at heronfinance.com. This is a paid ad and not financial, investing, or tax advice. Private credit is subject to credit, liquidity, and interest rate risk. Past performance does not guarantee future results. The information in this ad is for informational purposes only.
Oh, guys, there is, every day of the week has its name. Today, we're changing the name of today to Heather Day based on the deal that we have.
Yeah.
Yes, this, in a very rare situation, we have known we were doing this deal for 3 days because Heather sent it to us. Or someone sent it.
When it hit the chat, I mean, I could just feel the excitement building.
Yeah, we have to do this one. It is, I hope somebody buys it. I'm so excited about this one.
Heather, wait, that somebody is you.
You are the buyer.
That's what we're talking about.
I wish
you
I
have
could.
3 partners who are willing to go in and help support you.
Yeah, I like the
think about
picture
this.
here. There are 4 of us, and there is 1 horse for each of us in the photo.
That's
here.
right. Which one am I? I'm the short one.
Can I be the angry, grumpy horse on the far right?
Yeah, that's you
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Alan,
Cool.
for sure.
Heather is
so
the
I'm sure
beautiful,
we will
beautiful
have
mayor in the
recorded it.
middle in charge. That's what we're talking about.
And then one of these is like, I think, Gerds, you're probably like the large horse in the middle that does all the work. Pulls all the weight.
That's true. That's true.
The people on
we just
YouTube,
look
this
pretty.
makes a lot of sense. The people who are audio only are like, what is the deal? Just like,
Well,
Well-
they will have had the benefit of the intro that we're going to record after this, so they do know
True.
this is an
You're
equestrian
right.
school.
They told us they wanted more banter. Well, here you go. Sometimes you
Yep.
get what you ask for. All right,
Yeah.
let me read you this deal.
All right, here it is.
All right, so this is on Biz Buy Sell, our future favorite advertiser. It is an equestrian industry school located in Idaho. The picture, Heather, since you're a horse person, has
Yes.
4, I would say, very attractive horses.
Yes.
Let me ask you, are these like do different horses have different breeds, or can you tell any?
Oh, there's
can you tell
lots
me-
of breeds. I can't tell from this picture what they are, though. I can't. I don't know.
The asking price for this is a mere $3.5 million US. Cash flow is about $477,000, and it does $1.1 million in revenue. So it looks like it's doing about a 45% STE profit margin, Bill. Pretty good.
Yeah.
It includes $2.2 million, in their opinion, of real estate.
Does
And
it include or does it operate on?
Oh, I'm sorry. It just says real estate is $2.2 million. I actually haven't read this deal. I just looked at the picture. So it's a very Gridley move. Okay. Founded on a passion for all things cowboy and preserving a way of life, this equestrian school in Idaho has become the pinnacle of its genre in the world. Demand is extremely high and tuition deposits are backlogged several years. The school was established in 2018 and offers several courses ranging from 3 weeks to 36 weeks and operates year-round for great cash flow. Local horse owners line up daily with horses for these students to perfect their trade and create a secondary source of income. It looks like a scene from Yellowstone, but this thriving business is highly profitable while sustaining a lifestyle opportunity as well. The owner runs the business remotely from Southern California. From Mexico, Heather.
Soon to be Southern California.
Which is similar, yes.
For 7 to 8 months of the year. So let me just pause there. So Heather, can you explain what this business does? Because this thing about the second income thing doesn't make sense to me.
Yes, what that means, it's kind of like they're borrowing horses from the neighborhood. They're not keeping their own horses. So do you have enough horses for all their students? They're paying their neighbors to use their horses. So the neighbors are bringing in extra horses so that they can have enough for it. I guess it depends on how many students at a time. But it almost sounds like with these margins, maybe they don't own any of their own horses. They're just always kind of renting the neighborhood horses.
So Heather, I had a hypothesis here though. So the way this is written, it says local horse owners line up daily with horses for these students to perfect their trade and create a secondary source of income. I read that as the students are performing a service on the neighborhood horses. Like maybe they were reshoeing them or grooming them or training them or something. Like I was reading it as like, you know how like a barber school, like you can get a discounted haircut from the people who are learning to cut hair. I read it as sort of like that. Is that a business model you've seen?
Well, you definitely wouldn't pay students to train your horse. I mean, this is kind of the way horses work. If you're going to pay for training, it's going to be a professional trainer because it has to be done a very certain way and very consistently. So, but it is possible that like they're grooming and doing, something with their hooves or, could be stuff like that for sure, that they could be performing a service and the neighborhood horse owners are paying for it or getting that for free and just sort of lending their horses in because their horses get exercised or whatever. So not really clear, but it's what it's telling me is they don't own their own herd of horses for this, which is really good for the margins. That's the expensive part, is the ownership and the veterinary bills and all, so if they're able to use other people's horses to run their business from, I think that's a big plus.
And also that probably makes it more reasonable to run it remotely, right? Because if you own the horses, they live there all the time. You're
you could never do that remotely.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a bit more about this deal. It has $49,000 worth of inventory. I guess those are a couple horses. I have no idea. How much does a horse cost, by the way, Heather? Like if I want to just go down.
That's a loaded question.
I want to go down to the horse store.
How much does art cost, right?
The horse store. Yeah, that's like how much does art cost? I mean, there's giveaway horses and there's, $50,000, $100,000 sport horses, that do whatever sport, whether it's Western or English, depending on how well they're trained. So it's all about what you're going to use them for and how well trained they are. And of course, how they look, are they pretty? Are they tall? What color? All those things.
and also how well trained are they, right, Heather?
The training is the big one. Yeah. You're going to pay the most for training. And if you're planning on showing or doing something competitive, then it's all about the horse's competitive show record. How much has it done? How well has it been doing? So the prices vary greatly. And it's all over the board.
All right. So inventory is included, whatever that inventory may be, maybe feed or maybe a couple horses or some combination thereof. The real estate is owned and included in the asking price.
Okay.
It's getting better.
The furnitures, fixtures, and equipment are about $250,000, also included in the asking price. And the facilities are located on 25 acres, that's included in the deal, This beautiful property boasts a nearly 7,000 square foot, 3-level custom home. It currently serves as boarding and classroom area for the 20 plus students per class cycle. There are also 2 smaller homes on the property occupied by instructors. A large heated 5,000 square foot custom barn serves as the main student training area, complete with a gracious tack room and stables. There is a large riding area and 3-acre pasture for grazing horses as well. A pivot line and pump easily irrigate the nearly 20 acres of additional P. It just says P. I don't know what P is.
Pasture.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, the intangibles are priceless. The business itself boasts great margins and has the ability to double its student body if desired by building additional boarding on the large property. The custom home could easily be returned to a single-family dwelling, and there is a constant influx of students, and the nearly 740,000 followers on Facebook alone make it easy to market to others. The Facebook page is included in the sale. Additional instructors are easily attainable from graduating student bodies seeking further accreditation. The ideal buyer could be a businessman. It says businessman, but I'm going to change it.
Woman.
The ideal buyer could be a businesswoman from Southern California who wants an established business with lots of room for expansion and time to spend with horses and get paid for it. It could also be someone who wants to experience a magnificent horse property with a large custom home and a highly productive business opportunity at the same time. It would be truly a great place to raise a family away from the complexities of big city life in Southern California. The owner will provide assistance to the new owner as to the intricacies of running the business after the sale. He can also do frequent appearances via Zoom and on location in the future. The owner lives most of the year out of the country and wants to focus his efforts, and it stops.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
I love this.
Mm-hmm.
And I Googled and found it.
You did? I was trying to do that while he was reading, and
We're not doing that anymore.
I know, but I love
We're not
it.
doxing deals.
I love it even more after finding it. Because we were, I think, Bill, you were closer to hitting the nail on the head with what they do. This is the title Equestrian Industry School is like the real kicker here, because this is not just like a boarding place where, you know, the neighbors bring their horses and they teach like kids how to ride. It's a very, very specific equestrian skill. And y'all, the tuition on this ranges from $4,900 to $20,000.
Wow.
Well, 36-week program, right?
It is
on the high end?
Yes. So, Bill, it's very similar to what you're talking about with the barber school, where, hey, I need this service provided for my horse, and they bring it to the school, and then you have people who are becoming certified in something, and you know, you get a deal on the service.
Wow. Now I know what the service is. From what you said. Yeah. Bill was right. You were right. And that is
great.
That's an even better business
in the whole
model.
world, Heather. I love that. Say that again.
Bill was right. Are you recording this for your wife? Yes.
Oh, good. Yes.
He hasn't heard that recently.
Okay. Now, Heather, the big question to me is like, is Idaho like the mecca of equestrian?
No, not really. But I think what Idaho is a place where you've got a lot of land and good conditions. You know, it's probably not too cold in the winter, although they do have a heated barn. So that tells you it does get cold because they've got to have heat. It's probably just a good place to have, you know, the property is not too expensive there. But man, I love it even more after what you said and after what Michael read, the fact that the residence where they board people, the students, is included, as well as it's not just dirt and, you know, riding a barn and riding arenas, but it's a house and a pool. I mean, that's a lot. Or I'm sorry, not a pool. Sorry.
You know, an area is highly agrarian whenever you look at the satellite imagery and all you see is circles from the irrigation system.
Yeah.
Just like for miles and miles and miles. This area is very, very agrarian based.
So if you buy their supposition that the real estate is worth $2.2 million, which whenever a seller throws in the real estate and claims a value of it, you always got to just be like, okay, are they inflating this? But if you buy that and you say standalone, if they was to sell this place as a ranch to somebody, they could get $2.2 million for it, regardless of what business was going on. If you buy that inherent value in that, the asking price for this is the difference between 3.5 and 2.2 million, 1.3 million. So that means they are basically asking for 2.5 times seller cash flow for a business that is currently being run remotely.
Yeah, pretty nice.
I just checked
it.
the flights you can get from Charlotte to this area, and it's actually not bad. Like under $300 bucks, Bill, round trip.
Wow. Maybe I should bail on buying the new house that I'm about to buy and instead buy this.
Yes.
And
I think
move
that's
Idaho.
correct.
Let's do
That's
both.
right.
Let's do both.
Well,
so Heather, can I guess, is it a farrier school?
yeah, that's what it's got to be. It's got to be a farrier school. So they are, instead of cutting hair for people, they are cutting and trimming hooves for horse owners, and maybe doing and learning shoeing probably.
Which needs to happen how frequently? Does a horse need to be re-shoed or?
About every 6 weeks if they're wearing shoes, because they won't wear their hooves down. If they're not wearing shoes, they might wear their hooves down depending on what kind of surface they're working on. And it could be less frequently, but they've got to be trimmed and shaped, and there's an angle. The school is pretty technical on this. I mean, it is intense, and you'll see lots of horse owners suddenly requiring corrective shoeing, right? So like the horse is having a problem, a tendon problem, just like an athlete would. Now it needs a special angle, a special pad under the shoe, all kinds of expensive stuff that horse owners will spend on so their horse can be sound, basically. So it's really technical. And that's the one part I worry about with this, because he says, his transition, the transition the owner's willing to give, he made a few comments about that, but it makes me think that this seller is really a master farrier, that he's maybe well known, and he probably, Mexico has a very big equestrian tradition as well. So he probably does the same thing, or, has a business down there, different times of the year. So that would be my only drawback, is if you don't have that technical skill and you don't have a name in that industry, would that be hard for you to step into this business?
Well, so that was the thing that made me a little nervous. So it started in 2018, which I guess is getting to be a while ago at this point. But it says it has, it's confusing because in one place here it says 740,000 followers on Facebook alone. Mm-hmm. And then another place that says 228,000 followers on Facebook. So I don't know which it is. But is it? And then there's this, it mentions the owner who lives in Mexico. Is this an influencer? Like a farrier influencer?
Probably.
So the 200 bill is on their YouTube.
Okay, so they
missed. And then the 100 or the 740 is on. And I mean, on the website it says that the owner and his wife are, where did it say it? They're visionary creators and owners of the largest horse hoof care YouTube and Facebook channels on the internet.
There you go. Ding, ding. It's an influencer business.
I've watched a lot of these channels. This is shockingly good content.
Yeah.
Like, have you guys, Mills or Bill, have you watched any of this? Heather already has, so I'm not asking.
Well, I haven't. I couldn't believe my friend who is not a horse person was telling me about how she's obsessed with watching. I'm like, what? Are you crazy? And then I realized it's everybody. So
there's a bunch of them. My favorite is actually this guy that's Welsh. His name is the Hoof GP. So he's got like this kind of Welsh brogue to him, and he like drives around the Welsh countryside. And every episode, it makes for great content because it's like an 8-minute kind of rise and fall. Okay, like I'm showing up. What's going to be my call to action? Oh, this particular horse is lame, or this, and he does cows, right? Because it's Welsh farmland in the UK. But he, and then it's like, okay, well, then I get this horse and this cow, and like she stepped on a nail, like now she can't walk. What do we gotta do? Oh my gosh, now I get in and I, like she's got a blood pustule inside the hoof, like, and it starts spraying everywhere. And then the horse does better and like resolution happens. It is perfect hero's journey, social media content, and it's very visual. So I could teach somebody how to be a great social media creator for this. It is not that difficult. So.
Well, it seems like they've already figured it out.
Yeah. This has a lot of potential just from what you just said. It's popular for people to just watch the videos. I think you need to buy it though with some kind of licensing agreement to the seller. You've got to have them continue to influence the business. They've got to probably come do some clinics, certain number per year, so that you can still advertise that person is still coming to the school. I don't think you can buy it outright and that seller can just walk away. No. I think you really have to have them involved.
Yeah, I worry a little bit that people are coming here to learn from a famous master craftsman, and that is why this school has cachet.
Okay, I think though I'm worried about the same thing, except that they have 6 to 36 or 3 to 36 week courses, and he lives in Mexico. So I wonder, the website doesn't really list a ton of staff. There is a staff page, and the husband and wife are 2 of the 3 people. But I'm wondering, are there kind of third party, kind of educators or something like that who are here if they're talking about the business being run remotely?
Probably.
This is a hands-on thing. I don't think like the primary delivery mechanism is him in Mexico on Zoom and people in Idaho, and he's like, you're doing it wrong.
Hey everyone, I just want to tell you that this episode is brought to you by Veravend, which is the only platform purpose-built for independent sponsors and private market investors who want to move faster and eliminate friction. Veravend is cool because it combines investment management and secure instant payments into one platform. So that means capital calls, deployments, and distributions, they all work like Venmo. One click, real-time transfers with no transaction limits and automatic reconciliation. So from raising capital to returning it, Veravend handles it all. Deal marketing, data rooms, KYC and accreditation for your investors, signatures, capital flow, dashboards for your investors, and even fund administration, accounting, and taxes. So whether you're raising a single deal or managing a full fund, Veravend gives you the speed and confidence to execute, all in one single platform. So you can check it out and learn more at verivend.com, Verivend.com.
Well, he's doing the hard part with any school. The any school, which is how do you fill your top of funnel economically, and like that. How is he going to solve that? Because unfortunately, education is a tough business because it is not recurring revenue, right? It's one time you teach somebody and they move on. Maybe you sell them something in the future, but that's the challenge with every single one of these career schools. Like it's like taking off your lunch. You're starting an airplane. You're having a concert. It's the same kind of economics. You either need to sell all your seats, or you're going to run at a loss. And he has solved that problem. Social media is the way they've done it. And you got to figure out if you're going to own this, how you're going to replace that.
So I did find it also. And I put the link in our chat. We're not going to dox it publicly. What's also interesting is I've discovered that they have a Mexico campus. So there's a link on the website to check out our Mexico campus, and it looks like they run the same deal in Mexico. They have slightly different curriculum and the cost is different. But I'm guessing what's happening here, and I'm going to pitch this as a good thing, that this guy wants to stop going back and forth to Idaho. He lives in Mexico and just wants to chill on the Mexico farm and not worry about Idaho anymore. I think this is actually potentially workable, because if he stays in Mexico and keeps making all of the content and he continues doing all of this in Mexico, all you got to do is say, you're going to post it on our pages too, and we will run the Idaho franchise, basically. But it's still, we have to use your name. It's affiliated with you. You got to keep doing it in Mexico, et cetera. And we're going to continue to benefit from your halo and draft on that reputation. It's much worse if he just closes down, stops making content, and rides off in the sunset. But that maybe this makes it work.
Yeah, I think that does make it work. And I think maybe that's also why a low multiple makes sense here, because you are dependent on him continuing to do that. If something happens to him, you've got some risk. But if he was agreeable to that, this is probably a very good deal for somebody
in Southern California who loves horses.
Somebody, and I'm pointing to somebody.
And that's I guess that's my next question. Should somebody who isn't a horse lover get into this business?
No, I don't think so, because I think you really have to be able to talk the language and understand the kind of people you're marketing to. It is it's a very unique hobby and a career. This is a farrier school. Like, to be a farrier, that's a very unique career path. I think you need to kind of understand all that and be a part of it. Someone could probably be successful without knowing any of that, but I think you'd be a lot more successful if you come from that background.
So Heather, are you just saying that because you want to do the deal?
Yes,
you don't want to be able to,
that's correct.
Without us, yeah.
You don't want in the audience to make an offer.
I guess a non-horse person could do it, but
so would you consider doing this?
Yeah, I would consider doing this. This is, honestly, especially if you could not be there full time, because it sounds like it's pretty rural. It would be a big change for a lot of people to live somewhere like that. And it doesn't even sound like it's a great, like the house is not set up for you to live in. It's set up for the students to be there. So If you could drop in, part of the year and run it and have a place to live nearby, well, yeah, I would.
Okay, I think this has a very, very compelling argument to be the first deal that we do. This
is much better than that crappy deal you were telling me about before we started recording, Mills.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
this is in the vein of Worm Farm, is it not?
It kind of.
I think
this is better than Worm Farm.
It's better.
This is not. This isn't. Worms aren't going anywhere either. This is not going anywhere, right?
No.
Yes. Has the TAM for this service decreased? Absolutely, over the last 200 years. Is it going to decrease over the next 200? Probably not. There are certain services, essential. There are certain things about this that are just not going to change. I think the play is that we partner with the founder. He rolls some equity because he loves this. He's pursuing advanced degrees in Scotland for this. This person, they don't want to be out of the business. They just want to be out of the business part of it. And you enable them to really focus on content, to take the headache off of their plate. I think a big part of the deal is they keep the real estate and you sign a market rate lease, which can't be that expensive. This is one of those cases where the rent relative to the real estate value is, very disparate, and we could rent the property back from him. He continues to own it. Maybe we have an option to buy it so that, we don't lose the ability to operate the school there if we need it. And it probably doesn't, I don't think you ever double or triple this business, but that's fine. It's just a perpetual need. And I think that this is an awesome business. I really want to do it.
Yeah. 5 years in and you'd have a great return on investment. Yeah.
This is a way to buy a horse farm in Idaho for free and expense it. I mean, you could go there. You could be in SoCal 7 or 8 months a year. You go to Idaho in the summers, oversee the farrier school, hang around with the horses. You can pop up there for the weekend. You probably would need to expense a private plane, I would think, because it's kind of
I would think area. So, yes.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
This is a lifestyle business. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Viso is barely taking any of your time, Heather.
Right.
It's so on easy. Automatic pilot now.
It's
already passive. Yeah.
Yeah, passive. Totally.
Wow.
Yeah, this would be pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
There's a part of me kind of excited, but also going, what are you talking about, Heather? Stop.
Total lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Cannonball into it.
Pretty cool.
Just become a totally
you can run
person.
Viso from anywhere, from this 3-story house that smells like horse. It sounds like heaven.
It's right. That is heaven. Wow. I don't know.
Wow. Okay, this is Heather's pizza boat.
This is my pizza boat. True.
I love it.
I haven't looked up the broker on this, but he's not touching his face. He's not wearing an odd hat or anything that is incriminating.
Short with buttons on.
Although I would excuse a cowboy hat in this case.
Totally.
On the broker.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. But he looks local. He covers all of Idaho. And who's going to reach out to him?
I know the brokerage. I definitely know the brokerage. I've done deals. My clients have bought businesses from them. I don't know if it was him, but I'll reach out to him.
Yes, do it, Heather. And then we can have, we'll all come visit you in Idaho.
You'll come visit? Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'll necessarily become a certified farrier, but I'll come.
I'm dead serious. I really want to do this. I'm not joking. This isn't just about the content. I really want to do this deal and would absolutely write a check for it.
I would too. I mean,
all right.
Yeah.
I will bring a shovel and I will pick up horse manure.
A rake, please.
Wait, you don't use shovels with horse manures?
You use like a pitchfork rake.
All right.
See, this is why you're perfect for this deal. Yeah. I didn't even know that's how they pick up horse
Michael would show up with his shovel and they'd be like, who's this noob?
Who's this dork?
I will write a check, but I won't do any of that stuff. I will write a check and come out there and enjoy the scenery and watch Michael shovel shit. That sounds amazing.
That's going to be our content channel. Michael shoveling manure. Yeah. That'd be great.
Software entrepreneur shovels horse manure.
Oh boy. All right. You guys want to rate this deal? I'll go first. I'm a double thumbs up for Heather to do this deal. Everybody else, I'm a thumbs down. Don't do this deal. It's horrible.
Yeah. Me too. I like this. This is great. I mean, you got to be into horses. If you're not into horses, they will see through you in 10 seconds.
Yep.
You will destroy the credibility of this school. Do not do that. But you got to be a horse person, as Heather is.
Yeah.
Do it.
If there is some way for the founder to stay on, I think this is probably one of the best deals that we've seen.
I agree. That's the key, is the deal that we could cut with this founder. If that's solid, then this is a great deal for a horse person like me or another horse person.
Yeah. I mean, this owner needs to franchise out the corporate store in Idaho is what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Right. He's got a location in Mexico and a location in Idaho, and he's got to spin out the franchise in Idaho.
Yep.
So good. All right, everybody. Thanks for. Oh, Heather, your 3 thumbs up. How many thumbs up?
3, however many I can. Yeah, all of them.
4 hooves up.
Hoofs.
So, hey, I found out a fun fact. I was talking to the team yesterday. We get like 60 newsletter subscribers a week just organically.
Yeah, that's we plug it at the end of every episode.
That's pretty awesome. If for those of you who've tried to grow newsletters that aren't, the gambling information or stock tips, like it's actually really hard to grow a newsletter. It's shocking we're getting that many people. So we'll keep plugging it. But if you guys are listening to this, we send a newsletter. It has the deals we're doing. It has insights on them. Subscribe on our website, acquanon.com, ACQUANON.com. And we would love to email you every week. So, and tell your friends about this episode if you thought it was awesome. I think that's it. Anything else we want to cover?
That's it. Follow us on
running for the phone.
And don't call the broker on this deal because Heather's already called.
Yeah, just wait for me. Yeah.
So actually, I think we could tag team on this tactically, Heather. After you start to talk to them, I'll come in and I will start to talk to them, and I will be the worst buyer in history, and that'll make you look really good.
They'll be like, oh, Heather looks pretty good now.
We will do all the mistakes that Bill has talked about on these episodes. I will just do them all. I'll just do all the dumb mistakes.
This is a good tactic. I like it.
I got you. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. We'll see everybody next week.